And I tell you, none. Please continue. I'm waiting for the coffee to kick in. It's just not doing it. I hate those days when coffee lies to you. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, it's like you have the one in the middle, and it may or may not be decaf because somebody else brewed it. Yeah, I hate it.
Oh, no, I know this wasn't decaf. It's just not doing it for me today. Wake up, AD.
Think about this. Kim Kardashian says she and Kanye will not physically discipline their daughter, North.
And she could give her time out. Or, just play her Kanye's music. That should be punishment enough. Actually, that's not really fair. Do you like Kanye's music?
Oh, yeah. Nah.
He is such a screaming, toolish bag of wind.
I got a friend who's all into it, but I don't understand. Like, he's too much into it. He's like overly Kanye. He'll spend $500 on a front row ticket.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but like as an appreciator of music, like I have a hard time listening to Kanye West music now, but I look, the guy's won something like 35 Grammys. It's ridiculous, and there's a reason for that. He's very good at making music. He's, as a producer, I think, just he's on some next level stuff, if you will. And I actually really enjoy his music, and from a nerdy production standpoint, I love kind of listening to it and seeing how he pieces things together and what samples he uses and what records he goes back, and the fact that he likes Steely Dan, that means a lot to me. I think that's really, really cool. And from a sort of like nerdy, production-y, intellectual standpoint, I think his music is amazing. I really do. And I think his music is often overlooked because he is a giant screaming bag of wind. But I also have a much harder time enjoying his music now. Though every single time he opens up his mouth and he's not rapping, it just takes away from when he is rapping. It's just like, shutty and continue with the music. You're really ruining it for all of us. But it doesn't appear to be slowing him down at all, so there's that. I guess he knows what the hell he's doing. But yeah, who he is taking away from my enjoyment of his music, I'm sad to say. And I think there's a reason he has that stack, like literally a stack of Grammys, like more than any one mantelpiece could hold. I think there's a reason he won all those, and I think he deserved most of them. Yep, that's what I think. Might not be a popular belief, but I'm sticking to it. What else?
Well, Paula Deen went on the Today Show after a year after a racism scandal hurt her image.
Yeah, a year after it came out that she was going to hold a wedding.
I'm going online.
she was going to hold a wedding.
Where no one will harass me.
I'm going to go online where you get to have free speech, and I'm going to control everything, and no one will ever point out that it's wrong for me to suggest having a plantation-themed party at my place where we dress black people as slaves and have them serve us. That's what got her into trouble. It was the whole, hey, I think it's okay to have a party at my place, theme it around a plantation back in the day, dress black people as slaves and have them serve us. That seems okay. Yeah, here's the thing, Paula. It's not okay. Anyways, a year after the racism scandal hit and hurt her image and lost her television show and forced her to start an online television network, when asked how it was going, she was like, all white. But a year after that, she went on the Today Show. Yeah, she did. She was doing pretty well, too, until she handed Al Roker her keys and told him to go fetch her car. What else?
Charlie Sheen, he wants to return to 2.5 Men. Charlie says he owes it to his fans to go back.
Although, really, he owes it to his ex-wives, his dealers, his lawyers. Yeah. Does Charlie Sheen really have fans? I was thinking about this when I saw it. He was like, I owe it to my fans to go. I don't know if Charlie Sheen has fans.
All the people behind him in line at the Del Taco drive-thru.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
man, it's interesting. You see it with actors, you see it with radio people. This is why I admire comedians so much, because they make their way in the world. It's just them. They're in this impenetrable bubble of independence. It's just them and a microphone. And that's pretty much it. And they win or lose based on their own merits, their own performance, their own delivery, their own thoughts, if they're not stealing other people's material. But that's what I admire about comedians. And like radio guys have such a disproportionate sense of reality. You see these morning show hosts and be like, "Oh, I'll quit and my legions of fans will follow me to another station." No, you're there. Let's not get it twisted. You're there so people listen to you. But once you're not there, people won't. It's those radio guys. Some of them do. Some of them have like this. Some of them do have a legion of fans. Like if Howard Stern quit Sirius and started the Howard Stern app, that would do just fine. And there's lots of people, not lots of people, but there's a handful of radio folks I know that have quit their day jobs and started successful podcasts because they do have fans and they do have enough of a following to monetize it. But if you can't quit your job as an actor or a radio personality and get into whatever the hell it is you're doing, if you can't quit your job and fill a room full of people consistently for enough nights of a year to keep you living in the style to which you become accustomed, if you can't go out on stage doing whatever the hell it is you're whoring out and fill a room full of people that are there to see you, if you can't take your shtick and maybe get people to listen to your podcast or watch your YouTube page, or you're no, you don't have fans. You have people that watched you when you were something else that was created by someone else. When you were your own thing, you proved yourself to be an empty vessel. And I'm talking about Charlie Sheen's web show. Did you watch that? Yep. We all watched the first day of it, and then, no, not so much. So I don't know if Charlie Sheen actually has fans who care if he returns to 2.5 Men or not. I think it's a dead issue.
Jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable. I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you got.
Go ahead, favorite the show and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
So, sad news to report now. Funkhouser hit the news bed. I consider this to be news, and we'll finish up the rest of it in just a little bit. But, sad news to report. Everybody's been going freaking nuts over 21-year-old Jasmine Tridevil in Tampa, Florida, because she had a third breast implanted. It did have hoax written all over it, but I think we all wanted to believe it, and the fact that it happened in Florida made it that much easier to think it could have actually happened. Unfortunately, it's a hoax. And here's the clues that gave it away. If you did some minor internet detective work, you would have found that Jasmine Tridevil, fake name of a woman named Alicia Hessler, who looks exactly like Jasmine, and she registered the domain name JasmineTridevil.com. On a website where Alicia advertised her massage services, she wrote that she's a, quote, provider of internet hoaxes since 2014, and a, quote, specialist in massage for three-breasted women. She also made the news back in December when she said she was attacked by a man outside a nightclub and forced him to stand on a street corner wearing a dunce cap with a sign that said, quote, I beat women, honk if I'm a scumbag. But here's the thing, when the cops got involved, she never filed any charges and she stopped returning calls. Basically sort of like trying to fame whore her way into a reality show, I would imagine. She got arrested back in March for fraudulent use of personal information. She used a fake ID to get into a club. Not necessarily proof of the hoax, but it does help show her pattern, establish her motives, establish the type of person that she is. And, well, this, I would say, is the most damning evidence of all. She filed a stolen baggage claim at the Tampa International Airport earlier this month. And one of the things she reported missing after her baggage was allegedly stolen was, quote, a three-breast prosthesis. Also, plastic surgeons say no plastic surgeon would ever give a woman a third breast because it's clear she would need a psychological evaluation and performing the surgery would be wildly unethical. Yeah, the argument that holds the least weight for me is the ethical code of the plastic surgeon. After seeing that woman who, coincidentally enough, was in Florida, the transsexual woman who was doing illegal buttock implantations with, I think it was cement. She was actually injecting cement into patients' asses without any sort of like medical background whatsoever. If there's someone willing to do that, there's someone willing to give a chick a third breast. But too bad, so sad. I'm sorry. It appears not to be true. Funkhouser, shall we finish up the news?
Okay.
Okay.
Where was I? Bono is in the news.
Really?
Despite making a horrible song about the Ramones. Bono says the other guys in U2 wish he wouldn't play guitar. And then he added, yeah.
Meanwhile, the rest of us would also be cool if he didn't sing, write music, speak, or shove unwanted albums onto our iPhones. You know, it's funny. I came across a picture, I'll put it on my Facebook page, of it was back in the day, and every Sony Walkman that got sold came with a free U2 cassette. And this is like a promotion that was going on back in the day at, like, I don't know, Sam Goody or HMV Music or one of those legit records or appliance stores that no longer exists. And they've been trying to give their music away for free for a long time, and credit where credit is due. It appeared to help turn them into one of the biggest bands ever. Did you know, I think it was either Limp Bizkit did it with Stained or Korn did it with Limp Bizkit. There was this whole incestuous nu metal thing that was going on in the late 90s. And to guerrilla market Limp Bizkit, what Korn did was they took their entire marketing budget for Limp Bizkit, because the guys in Korn got Limp Bizkit signed or something like that. And what they did was, instead of spending it on advertising or something like that, they sent a free Limp Bizkit tape to everybody on the Korn mailing list, which was a lot.
I have one of those.
You do?
I wonder how much it's worth now. Yeah.
I don't know. But like that, so okay, like I heard this was a rumor, and that was like, at the time, that was, I remember at the time being a kid in a band and hearing about that, and like this was, I was like, wow, people still listen to tapes? That's weird. I thought it was all about CDs, but it was tapes. It was like Limp Bizkit tapes that were mailed, hand-mailed, snail-mailed to every single person on the Korn mailing list, and this became like a really big deal. Like, really big deal. This was like, yay, they did it. And I was just like, I think I heard about it years after the fact, which is maybe why it didn't seem like such a smart idea. But that's how big a deal it was to get free music back in the day. It was worth spending your entire marketing budget sending out free music, which is now an email that most people would be like, ugh, spam. How do I get this off of my iPhone? I don't need a free U2 album. What the hell? Crazy. It's crazy how all things digital have caused our paradigms to shift and caused the value we used to place on something. It's just crazy how all things digital have devalued everything creative. It really is. Digital has destroyed creative. It's weird because digital has also freed you up to be creative. You're only limited by your creativity, which is great. You can now make albums on a laptop that you bought for $400 with a free piece of software. You have more filmmaking capabilities in your iPhone than they use to make Citizen Kane. You've got more. You're only limited by your creativity. It's made it so much easier to express your creativity. Digital has freed up creative minds like you wouldn't believe. Sadly, it has also pissed all over the value of anything creative that you care to put out. So it's a double-edged sword. What else?
Well, a California porn star complained that she was injured after sparks shot out of her sex toy.
Not usually how porn stars get a burning sensation in their nether regions. Whenever I think California porn star, I think Funkhouser probably knows them. I wonder if you know who this is. Do you know who this is?
It depends on who it is. I don't know.
You should probably Google it on your phone, not connected to the company Wi-Fi, and figure out if this is actually a buddy of yours.
This feels so understood.